Welcome, my dear students. Today we'll speak about some problems and some questions about the galvanic cells. So the first question is, which of the following equation represents the anode reaction in mercury cell? The anode reaction, we know that the anode is composed of zinc metal and the cathode is composed of mercury oxide. So the anode means the oxidation of zinc, not the reduction, and it does not contain mercury. So any choice which contain mercury is wrong choice. This is wrong choice, although it is the overall reaction of the mercury cell, the oxidation of zinc and the reduction of mercury oxide. So we have here two equations which include the process that happened to zinc. The first is a reduction. Zinc acquires 2 electrons. So this process is a reduction process. The anode here contains, or what happened at anode is an oxidation process. It is not a reduction process. It is not taking electron, it is releasing electron. So the correct one here is zinc, which loses electron and oxidizes from elemental zinc 0 charge to the to zinc oxide compound which contains its oxidation state of zinc is positive 2. So this is the correct answer here. Zinc C oxidized by 2 hydroxide ions to give zinc oxide water molecule and 2 electrons. Let's take another example. All the following expresses the fuel cell except, so the right answer here is excluded. This question wants the wrong answer. So it is a primary cell. Is it a primary cell? Yes, sure, it is a primary cell. Why it is a primary cell, the fuel cell? Because its oxidation reduction reaction which happen inside the fuel cell is spontaneous but irreversible. So if it he asked if it stores electric energy, we'll discuss it later. So choice B, the electrolyte in it is basic. Yes, it is a potassium hydroxide, so it is a basic substance. Number C, or that's choice C, is it produce electric energy and water? Yes, it produces electric energy and water. Hydrogen and oxygen react with each other to form water and releases energy. Releases energy means it produces energy. It is an exothermic reaction. D, E cell of it, or the potential of this cell, the fuel cell, equals positive 1.23. This is correct also. The potential of the fuel cell equals 1.23 volt. So what is the wrong option here? The wrong option is that it is a primary cell, and we say that it is really a primary cell, but it does not store electric energy. So all these options are correct about the fuel cell. It is a primary cell. Its electrolyte is basic. It is potassium hydroxide. It produces electric energy, yes, and water vapor, yes. Its potential equals 1.23 volt. All these are correct, but the wrong thing is it does not store electric energy. So A here is the answer. Another question: what happens when a car battery connected to a direct current source with EMF or electromotive force 12.6 volt? So what is the charge, or what is the reaction that happen during that charging, not discharging? It is connected from to outer source of electric energy, so it does not act as a galvanic cell. It acts as an electrolytic cell. An outer energy supplied to the cell with a direction of the electric current opposite the direction of the reverse reaction. So when this lead acid battery is in a state of discharging, the anode in it is lead and it is oxidized, and the cathode dioxide, which the oxidation state of lead here is positive 4, and it is reduced to lead 2 sulfate to positive 2 during discharging, not during charging. Here it is connected from outside source, outer source, and act as an electrolytic cell. So what really happens? The reaction happened to the lead sulfate, not to the lead and not to the lead dioxide. Lead sulfate is oxidized and reduced. Okay, lead 4 sulfate is not with us, is not in the lead acid battery. It is lead 2 sulfate, not lead 4 sulfate. This is lead 4 sulfate, and it is also wrong. So what happened really? Two reverse reaction occur at the two electrode. The anode electrode in the electrolytic cell changed as cathode. The anode in the electrolytic cell, oxidation process happened to it, and when it converts to the cathode in the electrolytic cell, the oxidation process changed into reduction process, and the cathode of the galvanic cell in the electrolytic cell is reversed into anode, and in the cathode of the galvanic cell there is a reduction. But when we transfer it into electrolytic cell, the reduction of the cathode converts into oxidation, and the cathode reversed into anode. So what really happened? Two reversible or two reversed reactions occur at the two electrodes. Remember that there is no action to lead or lead dioxide during charging or recharging of the lead acid battery. The action is in discharging reaction. What happened here is in charging or recharging, when it is connected to an outer source, lead sulfate is oxidized and reduced, not lead and not lead dioxide. Another question: all the following describes what happened to the lithium ion battery except. So the correct answers is excluded. Lithium ion transferred from graphite layer during discharging. Yes, lithium ion leaves the anode, which is lithium graphite, and go from it through the electrolyte which is lithium cobalt, which is lithium hexafluorophosphate, and go to the cobalt 4 oxide to the cathode. So lithium ion really leaves the anode or leaves graphite during discharging, and this is correct. So it is excluded. This is excluded because it is correct, and the question asked about the exception. Lithium ion transferred from cobalt dioxide or cobalt 4 oxide layers during charging. Yes, it goes from cobalt 4 oxide during recharging to the graphite layer. So it is correct. So it is excluded from the question. So lithium ion transferred in the external circuit during discharging. Lithium ion transferred during the electrolyte, not the external circuit, the wire. No, the wire. What is transferred in the electric wire is just electrons, not ions. So it is the correct one. It is the wrong option, and it is the correct one because the question asked about the exception. So the correct choice here is C. So my dear students, at this session we finish some revision about the galvanic cell. Afterward we will speak, I think 2 hours from now we will speak about the electrolytic cell. Keep with us, we will explain everything.